Have you ever spent hours thinking about something, only to realize you're no closer to a solution than when you started? Overthinking can feel like a mental prison. You're trapped in a cycle of worry, doubt, and confusion. The more you think, the more overwhelmed you become. But here's the shocking truth. Overthinking doesn't just waste your time. It actually makes things worse. It clouds your judgment, creates unnecessary stress, and keeps you stuck in a place of indecision. But why is it so hard to break free? Why do we let our minds spiral out of control? In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how overthinking is ruining your life and, more importantly, give you the tools you need to stop it for good. Stick around to discover the solution you've been waiting for. Overthinking is when your thoughts get stuck in a loop. You analyze, scrutinize, and rehash the same situation over and over, but you never get any closer to a solution. It might feel like you're being productive or thoughtful, but in reality, you're just going in circles. It might begin with something small, like an email you need to send or a decision you have to make. You might start by thinking through the situation logically, but before long, hours have passed and you still haven't resolved anything. Your mind keeps replaying the situation, finding new angles to consider, but you still feel stuck. Overthinking is like trying to solve a puzzle, but instead of fitting the pieces together, you keep rearranging them in a way that doesn't make sense. The more you try to figure it out, the more confused and overwhelmed you become. And yet, it feels impossible to stop. Overthinking doesn't just waste your time. It affects every part of your life. It clouds your judgment and creates unnecessary stress, making it harder to make clear decisions. You become stuck in a state of indecision, unable to move forward because your thoughts keep pulling you in different directions. When you overthink, it's easy to get lost in a web of what-ifs. What if I make the wrong decision? What if I fail? What if they don't like me? These thoughts can become all-consuming, preventing you from taking action. Overthinking also leads to stress and anxiety. The more you dwell on a situation, the more your mind starts to anticipate negative outcomes, even if they're unlikely to happen. This constant cycle of worry drains your energy, leaving you mentally and physically exhausted. Another problem with overthinking is that it leads to perfectionism. You begin to believe that if you think long enough, you'll find the perfect solution. But this rarely happens. Instead, you get stuck in a loop, constantly seeking the right answer without realizing that any action, even imperfect, is better than no action at all. You might wonder, if overthinking is so damaging, why is it so hard to stop? There are several reasons why overthinking feels so difficult to break free from. First, overthinking is often a reaction to fear. Fear of making the wrong decision, fear of failure, fear of the unknown. When you don't have a clear answer, your mind starts to try and control the situation by overanalyzing every possible outcome. This gives the illusion of control, but in reality, it only makes things worse. Another reason is habit. Overthinking becomes a mental pattern, a default reaction to stress or uncertainty. The more you engage in overthinking, the more your brain gets used to it. It becomes your go-to strategy for dealing with difficult situations, even if it's not helping you make progress. Lastly, overthinking is often fueled by the desire to avoid making mistakes. We're conditioned to think that if we analyze something enough, we can avoid mistakes altogether. But this leads to paralysis by analysis. The more you think about a situation, the less likely you are to take decisive action. When left unchecked, overthinking can take a serious toll on your mental and physical health. The constant stress and anxiety can lead to burnout, fatigue, and a weakened immune system. You may also begin to feel emotionally drained and disconnected from others, as your mind is so preoccupied with analysis that you become less present in your relationships. Overthinking can also affect your productivity. Instead of taking action and making progress, you waste time analyzing every detail. You second-guess yourself and delay important decisions, leaving you stuck in a cycle of indecision. It's easy to fall into the trap of believing that overthinking will somehow lead to the perfect solution. But the truth is, it rarely does. The more you analyze, the more you get stuck in your own head. Overthinking keeps you from moving forward and prevents you from living your life to the fullest. The good news is that you can break free from the cycle of overthinking. Here are some strategies to help you regain control and stop the mental spiral. 1. Become aware of your thoughts. The first step in breaking the cycle of overthinking is to recognize when it's happening. Pay attention to your thoughts. Are you replaying the same situation over and over in your mind? Are you stuck in a loop of worry or doubt? When you catch yourself in the act of overthinking, stop. Acknowledge that you're doing it and give yourself permission to move on. 2. Challenge your thoughts. Often, the thoughts that fuel overthinking are based on irrational fears or assumptions. Ask yourself, is this really true? What evidence do I have for this thought? By challenging your assumptions, you can break free from the cycle of doubt and worry. More often than not, you'll find that the worst-case scenarios you're imagining are unlikely to happen. 3. Set boundaries for decision-making. If you find yourself overthinking a particular decision, set a time limit. Give yourself a specific amount of time, say 10 minutes or an hour, to think through the situation. Once that time is up, make a decision and move on. Setting time limits helps you avoid endless analysis and forces you to trust your instincts. 4. Take action. One of the best ways to stop overthinking is to take action. Even if you don't have all the answers, take one small step towards solving the problem. Action brings clarity. The more you act, the more you'll learn and grow, and the less you'll feel the need to overthink. 5. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is a powerful tool for breaking the cycle of overthinking. By focusing on the present moment, you can quiet your mind and reduce stress. Try deep breathing exercises or meditation to calm your thoughts and center yourself. When your mind is focused on the present, it's harder for it to spiral into unnecessary worry. 6. Let go of perfectionism. Perfectionism is one of the main drivers of overthinking. We believe that if we just think long enough, we'll come up with the perfect solution. But perfection is an illusion. Instead of trying to get everything right, focus on making progress. Take imperfect action, and trust that you can always adjust along the way. 7. Take care of your body. Physical well-being is closely tied to mental health. Make sure you're getting enough sleep, eating well, and exercising regularly. Taking care of your body will help reduce stress and make it easier to break free from overthinking. When you feel physically strong, you're better equipped to handle mental challenges. Use cognitive behavioral techniques. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, provides some of the most effective tools for challenging overthinking. One of the key techniques is identifying negative thought patterns and replacing them with more balanced, rational thoughts. CBT helps you shift your perspective, reducing the power of irrational beliefs that fuel overthinking. 9. Create a worry time. Instead of allowing your mind to spiral throughout the day, set aside a designated time for worrying. For 15 or 30 minutes, write down all your worries, then put them aside. By creating this structure, you give your mind permission to stop worrying the rest of the day, freeing you to focus on other things. Overthinking may feel like an endless cycle, but it doesn't have to control your life. By recognizing the signs, challenging your thoughts, taking action, and practicing mindfulness, you can break free from the grip of overthinking for good. Remember, the more you practice these techniques, the easier it will become to quiet your mind and make decisions with clarity. Don't let overthinking steal your peace of mind. Take control today and start living the life you deserve.